So I'm at the point where I'm gonna start putting the bay back together. There's a couple things I wanna do. I wanna address the wiring harnesses in the bay, get rid of the convoluted tubing. We're gonna throw some power braid on it. I'll show you guys that in a little bit. But one of the main things I wanted to do was I wanted to repaint my booster. I'm not a fan of the semi-gloss black. I just think it looks a little plain. I've seen a couple other people do this. I'm gonna spray it with some VHT Wrinkle Black Plus, give it a nice textured satin look, and then we're gonna go from there. We got it sprayed. I don't know if you could tell in the video, but I did like a crosshatch pattern. That's what it says to do on the back of the can. So you guys just saw the booster. It turned out sick. I'm very happy with that. We're gonna be moving on to the harness right now. So I'm gonna be using Painless's power braid. We had this stuff laying around my garage because my brother used it on his '68 Mustang. Did a full painless harness, and so he got the power braid with it. We had a bunch left over, and so I'm going to be passing it on to the STI's engine bay. So I'm not really sure how much of this I've explained. We're kind of just going back through now that everything's painted and putting everything back the way it was before we pulled the motor. We obviously did some stuff different, like we added the power braid to the looms, painted the booster. I got some other brackets outside that I just painted. We're going to be taking a look at those in just a second. It's the wrinkle black, same as the booster. But it should look pretty sweet. I'll just go through real quick and kind of give a rundown on what I've done already, what's back in, and we'll go from there. So as you can see, we got the booster. You can see that the power braid is on a lot of the wiring. Obviously it needs to be cleaned up still and kind of tucked away. We only put it through a couple of the clips. Brake lines got put back on. I wrapped these two brake lines in that power braid, and the reason for doing that was because the intercooler pipe sits right there. And that was one of the wear spots on one of the pipes, so we just wanted to add a little bit of extra protection. You guys saw we got the ABS, all the lines back in. Everything's plumbed and ready to go. We still have a little bit of mess with wires. We're going to be adding the fuse box back in and kind of tidying everything up. Also too, we'll put the windshield washer tray back on since we got the wiper motor back in. But yeah. So I'm going to put a couple of these little pieces back in, get them bolted up. We'll go outside and take a look at what's painted. Probably get those in if they're dry enough, and then we're going to continue on. So for the ground straps, I know that they were covered in paint and I didn't strip any of it off. This is really just for mock-up and button-up. I'm just trying to get some more space in here, and then once we get ready to put the motor and everything back in, I'll go back through and re-tap them all.
can't get this fucking clip.
I would just say what you said last time.
Yeah, I wish I could.
Yeah, but just say that
Just
and
say
look at the
whatever
camera this time.
Just do it better. Fucking idiot. No, I'm just kidding. Alright, so we're almost done with putting everything back in the engine bay. There's one last thing I wanted to do. I went down to Subaru, got some OEM hardware. A lot of this stuff is zinc coated or nickel plated, so it's going to look really nice. A lot of my hardware was pretty bad. That's not all the hardware you'd need to replace in the engine bay, but it is enough to where I think this is the main stuff you see right when you pop the hood. We're just going to get to installing this stuff and see how it looks. So I know what you're thinking. Why are you replacing these two bolts and not replacing these two bolts? Well, it's like really these three in general you don't see. This one in particular is the one I want to replace, but I just bought both because why not? This gets covered by the power steering reservoir. So they'll still, like, I mean, you know, look how good it is. Alright, the engine bay's done. I got everything finished up this morning that I wanted to. A couple of bolts I put in, put some power braid on that drain out the firewall. But she looks sick. I'm hyped. The zinc on the headlights is my favorite part. But I think that's really all I can do in the engine bay to button it back up. At some point we'll do the crash bar, repaint that and stuff. But I think this is going to be it for this video. The next video I'm super stoked for because we're going to start working on the motor. We're going to do the teardown and we're going to figure out what failed. So stay tuned for that, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.